Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi all and welcome to episode 11 of the Blueprint Show, a roundup of all things our busy teams have been doing and a little bit of fun near the end. This is the Truth, Honour and Integrity Show. My name's Thomas Williams. Enjoy the show. Wind of change is blowing through every corridor of so-called power now. So what happens next? Right, we'll start off with some links for the show. The main show is thi-show.com, and the links to the previous shows is thi-show.com/archive. The links to the bookstore, thi-show.com/bookstore. The links to the Blueprint website, the new blueprint for humanity.org, and the links to our communal gatherings, thinkdifferent.thepeoplesclub.org, the link to our 501c3 charity, thepeoplesclub.org, our TikTok address at thi_show_com, the Telegram address t.me/thi_show, and finally the Twitter link, #New Blueprint for Humanity. So this is the Blueprint report for December 3rd, 2023, and the holiday season has brought many of us together to continue work to distribute the US Blueprint and to start development of blueprints in other countries. And the new blueprints are being developed by those who live in that country to reflect their national needs. Now, we continue to make THI books and booklets more readily available to the public in a multitude of languages. The book team, many translations are underway. The Swedish translator is now working on the blueprint as well. The Bulgarian translator is working on volume 2 of From His Story to Our Story. The Dutch translation of the blueprint is in the proofreading stage and will be sent for formatting as soon as that is completed. The Sacred Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine booklet and also the Consent booklet have been sent to the Dutch translator. The Hebrew translator is working on the Consent and also the Divine Masculine and Feminine booklets. The German translator has created an audio-video version of the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine booklet, complete with background music, images, and the lovely voice of our translator. Good stuff. The Polish translator has completed the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine booklet also. It has been formatted and it is available for the very busy and much appreciated web team. A year-end report has been prepared with several members of the teams contributing. Fonts that support Cyrillic and other languages have been investigated, and several have been acquired to add to the standard fonts that support the Polish and/or Bulgarian languages. Short and long descriptions have been sent to the web team for the German Volume 1 From His Story to Our Story and for the English Volume 3. The media team are progressing well with all the accounts, and they are getting attention now, and they continue to grow each month. We are continuing to put out memes and videos every day to keep planting the seeds. We have had a better response with the YouTube channel as members have aided us through liking and sharing the videos. And we recently did a sharing of the recent YouTube Blueprint show while on the Common Sense Zoom, and many of the members shared the link on their own pages or with a friend. And this in turn helped the Blueprint show gain traction, so it was a worthwhile exercise and we are very grateful to you all. We post the links regularly to all the channels in the main chat and the main page for the members to engage with, and you can also download the memes and videos and upload them to your own social media platforms. And once again, they thank everyone who took the time to support us. As some members are away this month, we will do our best to keep the momentum going during this next month, and we are also taking time to assess our strategy and correct course if it needs be. We are always open to suggestions and members joining us on the team. The youth website. The most recent meeting was with a web team representative to discuss the living library concept. As an interactive model for the library, a medical website designed to enable people to select a physician, schedule an appointment and get information was also shown. We discussed how a simplified version of this could be created to bring the living library to life on the You Think Different website. And we went on to review progress of the short intro videos and content for each of the 5 topics that we feel youth will be most interested in: law and consent, food and permaculture, climate change, gender and race issues, plus job security and housing. And each topic has a primary writer who will be creating and developing the content and script for the intro videos. We have set up folders on the You Think MeWe page, so each prime can upload their content ready for the web team to use when they start work on the website development. An anime character idea will be pursued by a member with contacts in that field, and we are hoping to have an example soon so we can develop this concept further. The idea is to create a character that is appealing and that youth can relate to. I can just see it being a tiny man or something like that. Complete with a moustache and cigar, I might add. Anyway, there may be some technical issues around how we utilise an anime character on the website, which is to be determined, however. Step 1 is to create a visual so we can align our intention. And we had a discussion around intent and how it is important to align our energy and also intentions. And we do not have to agree on what we do. It's the different ideas coming together and the healthy debate that creates new ideas from many different ideas, as that then provides the catalyst. But we do need to align our energy and intention, however, and make sure we are all rowing the boat in the same direction. And the next meeting is Friday, December the 8th, tomorrow. If you want to contact them, is type "Hey Youth Group, I want to help" on the main MeWe chat, and one of us will reach out to you. The law team. The next law Zoom is scheduled for Sunday, December 17th at 12 Eastern Time. And this will be a member roundtable discussion on the following topics: the Santis of Perun and Rita Law, Emperor Constantine's speech from 314 CE, Emperor Constantine's articles on truth, trust and all that evil needs to flourish, the Eucadia 144-line document that defines the true rule of law and justice. And the idea is to connect the dots between the Slavic Aryan Vedas, Rita Law, plus what Emperor Constantine tried to achieve 2,000 years ago, and how this all connects to the true rule of law today. We've shared a number of articles on the Law MeWe page for the group to review prior to January 17th. And we hope that those attending will come ready to share their thoughts and perspectives. Because in order for us to be the guardians we have claimed to be, we must unravel the fictional overlay of his story, find the truth of who we are and our heritage, then stand in our power and claim what is ours. The recent Vedas shows have been very powerful, leading to a much deeper understanding of who we are, what it means to be human, what is life and what is love. And this helps us develop a firm foundation of character so we can live in truth, in honour, and develop a community of trust. And we then become the living spirit of the law. The Ucadia model gives us the systems that can help us restore the true rule of law. The Vedas, Rita Law and Ucadia provide the foundations that we need. Now, the January 17th Zoom should be a spirited discussion as we explore these concepts and share our individual understanding and perspectives of these rich bodies of knowledge and wisdom. We are still developing the 2024 Intro to Law and Advanced series of Zooms. Stay tuned and we will announce dates in early January. The web team, the THI Bookstore website found at thi-show.com/bookstore has been updated with further updates from the book team and our translators as follows. From His Story to Our Story Volume 1 in German is now available. The links for the ebook and also the Lulu paperback can be found at the bottom of the Bookstore web page at thi-show.com. A new section has been created for the new From His Story to Our Story Volume 3 in English, and also links for the ebook and the Lulu paperback are available. And thank you to all who contributed to make this happen. Research team volunteers. The volunteers continue to work on providing contact information on influencers throughout the world. Lists are divided by categories for distribution in small batches by the Blueprint website. Locating influencer preferences and contact options can be time-consuming, but even 1 hour a week of research can be effective. Not everyone has a contact email address for the website distributions, but some have a contact form on their website that can be used by an individual to then contact them. The overview. There is a cycle to life and work that ebbs and flows. Holiday traditions provide an opportunity to gather with friends and family in love, with shadow work as an unquestionable bonus. Life is full of distractions, but knowing what personally is important maintains a rudder to then manifest dreams. Scarcity is manufactured. The world will have prosperity for all once the parasitical raiding of countries for all their natural resources and populace is ended. Militaries will be deployed to generally distribute humanitarian aid to restore goods and services to those in need. And this is an opportunity to work for a better world, the one that is intended by natural law. The world is changed through visualization, cooperative effort, and continued working within natural law. Everyone has something to offer, and so who's ready? The new Blueprint for Humanity.org website has links to the THI shows, the People's Club and the TPC communal gatherings. The action groups are at MeWe.com, and groups are forming to write blueprints for individual countries, and the world awaits. What will you do to be a guardian of humanity? All fantastic stuff, and things are beginning to flow now on a massive scale. And so thanks to all the contributors for that. And here is the final list of books that were posted last week. They went out to Sergei Lavrov, a Russian ambassador, Thomas Fitton, activist and Judicial Watch. He has just exposed the Hunter and Joe Biden email of corruption and fraud this week. Gentner Drummond, Attorney General, Dave Yost, Attorney General, Ken Paxton, Attorney General, and Patrick Morrissey, also an Attorney General. Another 20 books have been ordered, and the next list is the American media outlets for either books, PDF, or social media contacting. Update. Discussions with members recently have brought up some exciting possibilities coming in the new year. It is already agreed with the book team that the whole Rus, Aryan, Slavic, Vedic and Santi shows and pieces will all be combined, edited, and all the other stages it goes through to create volume 4 of From His Story to Our Story. A new idea came forward this week of another new set of books being a potential doer next year as well. Now, off the top of my head, the series could be called Empowerment and Life or something else. But thinking of combining the what is love, what is life, what is value, what is human coming together, and the last piece tonight going into a short book for general reading, which can be shown to all members, friends and family. And the reason being is this is about us, and would have less or none of the so-called conspiracies in it, and potentially will be more open to being read. And that would be volume 1 of that series. Volume 2, which I've been promising for the past 2 years nearly, would be the self-empowerment show. Another idea I came up with is to do an audio video of the What Is series. What is love, what is life, etc. With a short version of it for social media and a longer version of it for YouTube and the thi-show.com platform, with selected excerpts of the series read by several members with added music and graphics. And this format could also be done with the Santi's Rus stuff as well. And so those are some of the ideas for next year. But for now, we have to focus on spreading the seeds of the blueprint. To keep people updated and aware of the work going on behind the scenes, I decided to include this letter sent out to one of the influencers our team had selected, and it went as follows: to Sergei Lavrov at the Russian Embassy. I suspect you may have been the person that the trustee Kim Go-Guin spoke to a few times when I was working with her from 2016 to 2020. Now, unfortunately, that partnership ended in 2020 due to differences, but I have continued my work that I was doing before working with Kim. Our show, The Truth, Honour and Integrity, has done much to highlight the world's ills, not just blaming politicians, the cabal or the Illuminati, but the people as well. And we at THI started a series called initially From Russia with Love, highlighting to the world, and in particular the Western world, the true story about Russia. And that is a contrary opinion, both in the UK, where I was born, and also in America, where I reside. We also brought to the Western world the words and teachings of Nikolai and Svetlana Levashov, who told the Rus story and again spoke about the true history of Russia. We are currently in our series going deeper into the history of the Rus, Aryans and Slavs, with our renamed series due to copyright issues with From Russia with Love, switching over to From His Story to Our Story. We have produced 3 books so far that is available on lulu.com, but these current shows are dealing with the Santis, the white race, and the teachings of the ancient wisdom of the Volkovs, which will be turned into volume 4 of our book. I am aware of the history of Russia and the role it has played in our world, but also the future role of Russia being the leader of a new world based in fairness, transparency, and a much better world for the all. With that in mind, we created a blueprint book, which is American-based currently, but is being transcribed in many other languages. It is all being adapted to be a blueprint for all other countries as well. We are looking for help and support from you with this important document, all produced by ordinary people with a desire to see a better world for us all. This document will be sent to many important places and people over the coming months, all funded by myself and our members' donations. We are asking you to read it closely and then make contact with us to arrange meetings and or a show as to how we can take this forward. We are requesting a private conversation with myself and others. I will also be sending a PDF version to the executive branch in Russia with the hope of it being sent directly to Mr. Putin, whether it is the original or not. We have an opportunity with the world collapsing on all levels, and utter chaos will unfold on a mass scale around the world. The world is waking up and it's going to get real ugly. The people are going to get nasty, irate and violent with the amount of lies the Order and their army of minions have done. I am aware of the off-world influence and have been long before the Kim Go-Goon partnership and how that should be addressed on a global scale. The book gives common sense solutions on how to manage the transition between the corrupt old ways and implement a new system based on all being equal and fair. Every system has, is and will collapse in the near future, none more so than the financial. The order does not have a plan. The governments do not have a plan. The old system do not have a plan, but we do. The address to the Council in 2016, neither the Rothschilds clan or the Black Sun had a plan, but Kim Go-Goon and I did. We were designated to fix this world without their and the others' influence or interference with the restoration plan. Kim Go-Goon, for whatever reason, has not forwarded that plan, most of which came from my ideas of how the world should be run since 2016. So myself and our members took it upon us to rectify that. Is the plan radical? Yes, it has to be. It cannot be anything else with every system collapsing. We have to virtually 180-degree turn the whole of this planet and its varying races of humanoids. And this is Russia's chance to lead the world onto a brighter path. It is what the Santis taught us all and we ignored. It was what Perun and the wise wizards of the ancient Rus taught us how to be, how to act, and also how to counteract the dark forces. We all ignored it, not just Russia. We have to steer this planet onto a better path. Our old world as we knew it is finished, and a new one in our image, not their image, must be born. Our plan involves no violence, in many cases no incarceration for those who committed crimes, except those found interfering with the children. It is designed to help all people recover from the mess the old world created, and our task is to build a new one in a better image. Our desire is to kickstart real change and engage in all people of all walks of life so we can all have a say and get a consensus as to how we can change things. As you will read from the document, no one is left out. A fair, equal and common sense approach into how to fix the world. We thank you for your time and hope you are able to accommodate us. I would ask you to bring this to the attention of Mr. Putin and see if we can get some dialogue going. I would love to be involved in the discussions and formulating improvements to the solutions laid out with the high-level officials in Russia and be the change we all desire. I am prepared to travel to make that happen, as this is an important phase of change happening on this planet on a much bigger scale than people imagine. With M now gone, and there are other minions of that ilk too, now is our time to make the world in our image. With Russia, the Rus, the heirs leading the way, like the Santis told us. The guardians. Remember, we are all guardians of this planet, and it is our responsibility and also duty. Right, the next, possibly the last, of the What Is series. What is real and what is illusion? Have we defined it? Have we understood its role within our lives? What is real or reality? Has reality been harsh to us, like truth and fear? And what is your experience of it? What is illusion? Why has it become also encompassing and seductive? What damage has been done embracing it? And what has been your experience of it? And these are all deep questions this piece will begin to unravel as we march towards the convergence and the event horizon of a personal nature for those who are ready. What is life, as we have found out, was not too well defined or understood, as we neglected to take in what was around us. Instead, we immersed ourselves deeper into a pit, yet was rarely seen by those within it. So why is that? Because we neglected everything, including ourselves. We have two eyes that don't see what was within us or what was in front of or around us, all of which led us to blind faith, which is an illusion, and we neglected the truth faith, which should not have required the Santis to remind us. Blind faith leads us to worship and frittering away energy due to anger management external gods who sit on or in a cloud passing a judgment upon us. And in overview, the concept is mind-boggling. And yet billions followed that path and neglected their own connection to source. Then we also have ears that don't listen, to our all-powerful inner voice, or the few who stand for the truth. We often close ourselves off from the narrative as it is deemed too painful to hear. But who decided that that was a good thing to do? Does that not suggest a lack of caring on behalf of the self? That the pain and suffering of others is okay as long as it doesn't puncture your own illusion bubble? Has that served us well? Nope. You see, being told about information means it becomes your problem to face, deal with and act upon. And yet have we not done everything to avoid that type of interaction? Certainly before the THI you did, not so much after it. And it's like the line, first they came for the Jews, but not being a Jew I ignored it. And so on. And then they eventually came for my label or bubble, and there was no one left to help, aid or save me. Why? Because we ignored all the problems. And if we continue to ignore the problems persist and we cannot provide solutions. And all of that is saying we're not facing reality and preferring the so-called easier path of illusion. Except it's not easier, is it? The easier path is fixing it and evading the illusion. I said in one show, there is no single entity, corporation or authority that operates on behalf of we the people. And many will think that is absurd, because many people live for the illusion of protection. In reality land, we the people have nothing and get nothing. Certainly that is positive anyway. So how and why have we gone this far thinking the illusion of life, love, society and governance is all fine and dandy? Because too few can see it. And even fewer will do anything to correct it. The dark give us what we ask for. But we never asked for anything valid, did we? So we got given meagre rations and rank stupidity. And in overview, that becomes indicative. The illusion is all so seductive though, isn't it? Where we think we are doing well. We think we are being protected. We think we are safe. In reality land, we are not in all three categories. The illusion, government is there to serve and protect us. The illusion that church and whatever God is there to save us. The illusion that school is there to educate us. The illusion that banks are there to protect our money. Oh dear. The illusion that social services are there to protect children and the elderly. The illusion that doctors and nurses are there to make us better. The illusion that pills, potions and creams will make us better. The illusion that humanity was founded upon one book. The illusion that the police are there to serve and protect us. The illusion that the military are there to serve and protect us. The illusion that we are the only intelligent species in the universe. The illusion that charities are for the goodwill of the people. And the illusion that the media is telling us the truth. I could go on, listing many more examples, but you get the drift. All of it is an illusion. The illusions, like the mirror, needs to be shattered and reality needs to bite back. Life is but a dream, they say, but it's an illusionary version. Like happiness, another song says, happiness is just an illusion filled with sadness and confusion. Reality is often in the eye of the beholder, yet too many with eyes that don't see, and so it becomes the illusion. And the line often repeated in these shows of there is no new technology perhaps resonates now with you more than ever. Like I said recently, many think they are developing the metaverse world, but in reality they already have it. And this is where the I am comes in. I am me and only me. The copy is the 2D illusion game. I am taken, and I stand in my own sovereignty, and I am my own identity. But this is the whole idea behind ID 2020, the year people would start to see. And they decided they would create a new identity for us, one of which they can stay in control of, or so they think. And those not wishing to participate retain their own identity and cannot be controlled anymore by these parasitic dark forces. The copy of the copy can be seen as twinning in overview, a merging of the one which is organic into the second version which is inorganic. And all of that confirms the separation of the overlay wave in picture A of when two worlds become three, the extended version. Because if that loop was not cut and the wavelines were not separating, why would the dark forces be trying to overlay us again on a personal level into organic and inorganic worlds? Could it not be looked at with different eyes now? When you put all the shows just mentioned together, merging organic with inorganic, merging non-corporeal entities with corporeal, merging uploaded consciousness into another vessel, a vessel hosting an avatar. All of which reveals the one becoming the two, which means it's twinning. A co-joining of the separate into the one in essence. But if you split the one, make the two like a cell, merge or blur the two into the one, where the one becomes disoriented and then not realizing which is which anymore. A cell is a prison room, remember. Life is but a petri dish to clowns and their lunatic scientists. Their way of operating is, if we can't win, let's cheat. Whether it's financially, scientifically, technologically, or cosmologically. All a mask of what is reality. But it doesn't end there, as one of the biggest illusions of life is science, astronomy and math, where we are conditioned to look at the sky as a 2D object, which then does not allow for expansion or depth, which are key to 3 or higher D understanding. The flower of life is a prime example. Actually, it's the lotus of life. It is a 2D overlay imprinted on your brain and psyche, but where is the depth? Have we forgotten we are in 3D? In 2D or even 3D, you look at the sun. In higher dimensions, you look not at it, but through the sun. Because, after all, it is a portal. But we've been mind trained to look at things in the sky in 2D only. Where is the depth? Because when you apply the depth or 3D to it, then you can really see. You're then seeing what you actually see, not a memory mind viewpoint provided to you by the control system. But I asked in a show some time back, does Australia exist? And most 2D thinkers will say, of course it does, even 3. It has been in pictures, it is on the television, it's been in movies and books, and that's a valid response. But what I've just listed are all 2D presentations, are they not? So you assume it exists. But without the experience of it, it is not your full truth, only an assumption of it. And so in overview, it becomes a statistical possibility or a potential probability only. And logic is the same. A person comes into the house with their hair wet and you assume it is raining outside, and so that becomes your truth. But what if the person just washed their hair, or someone threw a bucket of water over that person? They are possibilities. But statistically, people will say, it's raining outside. But logic applies, only assumptions, not based upon facts. So until the fact is derived, you accept the illusion based on mathematical probability. But math is flawed. Just ask Johns Hopkins. They applied decimal with a number that has no value, the 0. 0 is not a number. 1 to 9 are the value. And so with zeros in the equation, math becomes flawed and ultimately an illusion. But if the application of deciding whether Australia exists or not, and what they present it as being the directive to come into the truth, then how do you explain a belief in God? Please explain all the so-called mythological creatures. Please explain the mirage over a hot road. Please explain why the railway lines all come to a point. And please explain why the moon appears to be closer to us. Do they exist? Or is that what they have told you exists? But what other people have told you is their truth or opinion. But it's not yours, is it? And it's like the maps of the world. Clearly they have overlaid us with their Go Ogle maps. Well, you can ogle at it all you like, but that is not our version of it. And what that means is your view, understanding and perception of the world and everything is formed by something or someone else. All created by 2D images, eye majors, mirror magic and supposition. A book, a picture or a movie are all 2D images that we have accepted as our reality in a supposed 3D world. Like I said, assumption like logic is not fact. It is the predisposed positions of other people. Predispose means putting someone in a frame of mind to be willing to do or accept something. Pre means before, then dispose. So before they dispose of you, they get you in a frame of mind to then be willing to accept your fate. See how it works? You do realise that. But will you use your real eyes to realise and come to the same conclusion? Is that they have been imposing upon us a 2D world and reality. But it's an illusion. It's the ultimate in mind memes, the perfect form of subtle devolution, all done by accepting their views and opinions of our world. And in essence, they have manufactured and overlaid the world how they wish you to see it. And what is worse is, we went along with it. If a picture paints 1,000 words, who's the painter? I said some time back, this planet has been all about shrinking everything into smaller and smaller units. Smaller people, animals, trees, fruits, eyesight, brains, frequencies, heart, feelings, emotions. And all to make people believe and stay in the mind. But the great question is, who was minding your mind? The planet of devolution, not evolution, is what has unfolded. Let's make man in our image. Plus, is it the case of let's make man believe in our image that we present to them? The 2D world mind meme is another of their overlay worlds and devolution programs. Now can you see? What do you see? What do you not see? The latter is the main thing. You can't see the forest for the trees, except in the petrified forest there is no trees because there is no forest. But everyone who visits there believes it is a forest. But that is their 2D mind meme overlay world perspective. Because in 3D and our world, there is no forest. And they are creating a movie for you, almost like the Westworld series, an image of the fake reality they wish for you to not only see, but believe in it as well. But it's not real, is it? Everything is backwards, everything is upside down applies here. Everything stated or produced as external when it's internal, like the blame game. It is all pointing away from us. But that is not correcting the issues, is it? Because the solution then can only be to go within. The song says, time keeps on ticking into the future. Not no more, it's not. It's ticking into the past. Is not time an illusion? How can it speed up or slow down by perception when it is a straight continuous line or linear or linear? Who controls the pace of time? In other words, who decided the speed of it? Did you ask? But how can time speed up or slow down if it's an illusion? It can't. But you created it. And so you are determining it. Why does time get lost when you are happy or on vacation, yet slow down when you are sad or working in a non-stimulating job? Where did the time go, people ask. How would I know? Because you created it. You do realise we created time and then filled it with the illusion, and it works against you. But if time works against you, why have you adapted to it? Life is but a dream, they say, except it wasn't a pleasant one, was it? More like a nightmare. The real dream is what you create and manifest for the future. What happens if your dream becomes your reality? Will you freak out at the strangeness of it all? Ask, how did that happen? Or embrace it? Recognise your own power and influence upon life. Go forward and then create new dreams, new realities and new experiences. What are you going to create and manifest? The New Age Love and Light programme. Everyone dancing merrily singing Kumbaya was said to be the change. But it wasn't. More people going to church was said to be the answer. But it hasn't. More people being educated was said to improve intelligence. But it hasn't. Agriculture will feed us all. But it hasn't. Technology will make our lives easier. It most emphatically hasn't. Doctors, clinics and hospitals providing us with medication that will all make us better. What an illusion that has been. And you thought by capitalising your name on forms is you. But it's not you, is it? It's a dead fictional person, yet we fell for the illusion. You go into a court and state your name, and you think you are representing you. But you are not you at all. Just an incompetent, fictional copy. You thought by registering your home, car, motorbike, dog, and even baby, because it all belongs to you. It doesn't. You signed it all over to the state. America is the home of the free. It might be for immigrants until they are registered, and then they fall into the same category as all the rest of us, the illusion of free or freedom. Again, all examples of falling for the illusion. And then we have the statements that were made to me in the past of there are lots of nice people, lots of caring and sharing people, lots of loving people. But there clearly isn't. Otherwise the world would be a better place. And myself in this show has always been about reality, what is real, and pointing out the illusions of life. I said in the very first show, I will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Now that said back then, and even now to some degree, was radio show host suicide. But the sheer levels of bullshit within the CIA-based alt media left me exasperated, and the realisation of these people are not that much more awake than the bot-like masses. Alt media, the illusion, THI is reality. THI is not an alt media show. It is an interactive reality show with no sensationalism, no false promises or dates. It's a working and teaching group that blames us all for the mess this planet is currently in. It teaches empowerment, personal responsibility, soul development, knowledge, wisdom, and so much more. And it's the only show that provides solutions, all of which, sadly in my opinion, makes it unique. But it's not everyone's cup of tea, is it? Because not everyone wants to step away from the illusion. Recently I was asked to comment again on another Life Force episode, filled with bad guys being eliminated for the umpteenth time on that show. And we also now have thousands of angels flying around our skies saving us. But why would I need to pass comment on that or them? They do what they do best. Keep the illusion going. And it's not my or our fault they chose that path. They do what they do. Because sadly, illusion sells more than hard work and being our own saviour. We lead, the rest follow. Or they stitch, copy and paste. Classic Glenn. I'm sure, like me, you all missed that guy. Final piece tonight. Like I've often said is, I have not ruined anything. I just shattered your own illusions. And some may not agree with that, going, no, you ruined everything. Who, me? Is the reply. I wasn't the one who believed in the illusion of it all. You did. And people wonder why everyone is sick, mentally or physically, because you fell for the illusion of it all. The greatest illusion of all is you have no power. Turn it in. You are the power you always were. And yet life revolves around fear and scarcity, but they are both illusions also. A fear of something is something that hasn't happened yet. Is it not the case that that is manifesting a future of poor events and happenstances? And yet everyone loves it. Scarcity. There is none. Only a lack of sharing. How can anything be scarce on a replenishing planet? We are running out of resources. Resource. Like researching tells you. You are the source and connected to source, and that the search is within. But you accepted the externalization of everything when everything you needed was within. So it is really all about what are you creating? What are you manifesting? Real or illusion? How much effort and energy have you applied to that process, creating and manifesting? How much energy are you wasting not fulfilling that process? Which is more beneficial? What if the blueprint was not for this world, but another one? What if you emerged on that world tomorrow? What have you created for yourself? What is your reality then? Who will build, create and manifest then? What is your external world? What is your internal world? Which is the most beneficial to you? What world have or will you create? Did you or have you thought about that? Or do you still think someone is going to do it all for you? Did that work in the past? No? Then change it and you. The mind is the prison and subsequently the illusion, because you thought you controlled it. No, it controls you. The heart cannot be controlled because it is the connection to source. It is the reality of life, the spark of creation. Will you embrace and integrate with it? This has been the Truth, Honour and Integrity Show. My name's Thomas Williams. Bye for now.